Alright, so this is my Minecraft assessment that I have created, and this assessment is for a class called the Healthy Lifestyle, and it's for an undergraduate level course where it's usually freshmen, and what the point of the course is to educate these students on the benefits of physical activity and help them increase their physical activity that they engage in so they'll actually see some of those benefits occur later in life. So the purpose of this assessment is for the kids to create an exercise plan by incorporating 7 of the most important factors that we have discussed in class. So by the end of this assessment, they will have their own exercise plan, which they can use outside of class. And then at the same time, it shows me that they understand how to incorporate the factors we have discussed in class within their exercise plans. So we have 7 different steps here, and the students will go to each of the 7 steps. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and at each step they'll be asked to build something that represents one of the factors that we talked about in class. So their first step is to come down here into the instructions, and they'll just walk over and read the instructions, which tell them the point of the assessment, how to complete the assessment, and then how to navigate the world. So they'll walk over here, they'll follow the path, and they'll arrive at one step. And for example, I'll go through this first step. Our first step is goal setting. They'll walk in and read the directions on goal setting. And this will tell them what to do. So for this step, they'll build a goal setting mountain, which we have talked about in class. And by doing this, they'll show me how process, performance, and outcome goals relate to each other, as well as long-term and short-term goals and their relationship with the SMART method. So this will just show me how they're incorporating a lot of different things we've learned into one big mountain, and they'll get a chance to build a mountain, which should be fun for them. And the way I will assess this is just by looking for those factors and how they've included them into their mountain and how they relate to each other. In other steps, I ask them to label the different things they build, which will also allow me to kind of assess their understanding of how those factors relate to one another. So one of the benefits of using Minecraft in this assessment is that I'm able to make it very personalized to the student. So for each of these steps, they are able to build something that represents what that factor looks like in their life. So for example, we have motivation here, and for motivation, we'll come over and read the directions. We talk about what kind of things will help them stay motivated, and also ask them to incorporate what approach they are using, which we have talked about in class, to study these motivational factors. So by asking them to give a representation of what keeps them motivated, I'm really asking them to connect it outside of their life, which might make it stick a little bit better for them and really help them internalize the material we're talking about. So one criteria that this assessment really hits on is the criteria of transferring to a different context. A lot of the assessments that we have in KIN 121 so far really just ask kids to memorize facts and then write them on the test at the end. But by incorporating this assessment, I'm really asking them to connect it to their outside life and see how the things they have learned will transfer over to their life outside of just the academic course, which hits on that criteria, so transferring out of the context and also meeting our class objectives. So for one of the objectives in KIN 121, it's to help them become healthier outside of class, and this plan will really do that. One of the criterias that I am worried about, however, is the creating a rubric for them. I'm not really sure what the rubric would consist of, just because each person's answer will be so different depending on the context of their lives. So I think actually having a concrete rubric where I can tell them what's got marked wrong, what didn't get marked right, will really be a challenge. And hopefully I can make that up with the feedback that I give them. And that feedback will be given both in the Minecraft world and on paper.